How about you, Jack?
Much I have an emergency meeting basically of Region 12 Council of Governments Thursday night because of the stimulus, and to figure out where we have to put our money. That has to be in what, a week, about 7 days. So I'll know more after Thursday what's going on there. DCAT and Empowerment got hit about 8%. So we're redoing their figuring some contracts and such.
Well, for Mona and the other lady paid her $900,000 apiece. It's going to be hard for them to raise that.
I don't sure think so.
Talking about the stimulus, the Carroll County Conservation Board applied for a grant. You know, it's a real long shot down the road to get trail money for to pave the soft rail trail. We've got 3 miles in Sac County, and they got 7. And we agreed that that was fine with us to be included in the grant. It's something that, as I understand it, it might be 4 or 5 years before that would come upward.
I have a mental health commission meeting on Thursday, and so I assume there will be quite a little discussion about funding, which there always is. But I think a lot of counties and entities are going to be in some serious trouble with what's being proposed. I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know if possibly some of the feds stuff will come through and help on some Medicaid things or not, but the state proposed reductions of anywhere from 8 to 15% are really going to create problems. So I had a second judicial meeting in Iowa Falls end of last week, and they're kind of trying to keep public safety outside the area of any significant cut. I think they got in the first 1.5% that everyone got, but they're not. They're trying to keep them out of the 8% deal. So I don't think they really know for sure yet. But so those are my 2 committee reports that I would have. I think we'll go ahead and recess until the engineer arrives. He had indicated he'll be here about 10:40. We'll come out of recess. We're on.
Sounds like we had time to read through my report, so I guess the only thing I'd point out is they are working on the riprap and false work on the 2 bridges in Wall Lake. The next concrete they pour would be the deck, so we'll get the riprap in place underneath the bridge and get the false work driven, and they'll start working on decking them. So I would say maybe in another month, when we get some good weather, they might be able to get the deck poured.
So are we keeping up with the schedule you were hoping for, or are we ahead of it? Or?
I think we're probably on. I mean, it's all going to depend on the weather, and you know, now they got all the basically, well, as soon as they get the riprap in place under the bridge, they'll have most of the work done to get you down in the mud, I guess, till at least till fall in the spring.
That concrete they pour, like on the deck, is that 6,000-pound concrete or 4,000?
DOT doesn't use
that
terminology. They have a mixed design. You call it out for a C4 mix, and that tells the contractor, the concrete supplier, how many pounds of concrete to put in.
What's that cost a yard, what they're pouring?
Oh, I guess I'm not sure even.
I heard, you know, I talked to guys, they thought concrete was going to cost me 4,000 pounds was going to be $95.
Really?
I just wondered what, what they've been charging, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Can you look that up and find out?
Well, the trouble with their figure also includes labor too, so the number they give you isn't just the concrete only, it's for providing the concrete and placing, so.
So then they,
We did, is it American Concrete?
They're kind of the only supplier around there.
oh, there's one here.
Is it, yeah, or they're not American.
Oh, Bedrock. I think Bedrock's got a plant in Dennis.
Do they?
Don't they, Jack?
Yeah,
Here is price list that American from Rocket City sent us in Calhoun. There's 4,000 pounds of limestone. Get you 97.50 yards. So.
That's delivered.
And that's, yeah, then they have all kinds of extra charges if you don't get it unloaded fast enough, and then they also have a charge. There's a minimum haul charge too. I don't see that on.
If you don't have a relatively full load.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, small load charge, less than 5 yards, is gonna charge you another $100 per yard.
No.
That's what it says.
They'll pour that deck all in one day, don't
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they? They use a cement pump.
So if you needed 4 yards of concrete, it's gonna cost you $200 a yard?
No, that can't be right.
That's-
That's $100 delivery charge for one load. That's,
Wow.
Small load charge, less than $500 each.
Well, yeah,
Up at the top, it says per cubic yard, so yeah, I guess I'm not sure.
that would be per trip.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Because that'd just double the cost.
Yeah.
Sure it would.
Yeah.
Well, already it's adding $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need 4 yards, you might as well order 5, because it's gonna cost you.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna
Find
cost
another
you more.
spot for it.
Find another spot for it, yeah.
The approach from the bridge back, the road bed, do we tear up the old
Yep.
concrete?
Yep.
And then you just start with it, how do you pack that tight enough to pour on it right away?
They'll bring, they'll use
A mixture of gravel and clay, or?
they'll probably use mostly clay, I would say, and they've got to, they'll have to bring a roller in and roll it and pack it. And, I don't remember whether we're pouring that.
How many new feet of road bed is it? About
Off the top of my
300?
head, I can't remember.
It seems right.
Around 300 feet?
300-400 feet. Like
Yeah. On that north bridge, we're going up,
4 feet.
about where the driveway goes west into Walmart Youth Auto Parts. I think just south of that driveway is how far north we're going.
Yeah, north of that guy's house.
Yeah, yeah, and then south, I'm sure it's about the same distance, close to the same distance going south, maybe a little bit.
It'll take them a while to get back.
Yeah, that'll take,
Those approaches,
I mean, the weather will have to be, it'll have to be the end of April, into May, before the ground gets all thawed out enough and the dirt gets in decent shape to start packing, so. With luck, they'll have the deck all, poured by then, but we've got to get a stretch of warm weather so that, I think the way that contract was written, I'd have to go back and look, but there was no allowance for heating the concrete or providing insulated blankets, so if they're going to do that early, they'll have to do that at their cost, otherwise they'll have to wait until the weather's nicer.
yeah.
But a big slab of concrete like that, it gets pretty warm, so as long as it's above freezing, they'll cover it with burlap anyhow, so and keep water